ADMS, Aircraft Diagnostic and Maintenance System. The Aircraft Diagnostic and Maintenance System is a centralized interface that the mechanic uses to perform most maintenance activities on the aircraft. The maintenance system is a combination of a fault recording and maintenance access system and the LRUs, LRMs that are member systems. The ADMS is comprised of a central maintenance computer that hosts the central maintenance computer function and the aircraft condition monitoring function. The aircraft condition monitoring system, ground support software report builder, an optional remote terminal, and an optional data management unit. The data management unit is a combination DVD-ROM and two PCMCIA Type 2 and 3 slots. The drives are packaged as a single LRU that provides the user the capability to transfer files to and from the aircraft. The DMU is a single LRU mounted on the cockpit console behind the pilot. The CMC consists of a single module installed in MAU number 1, located in the forward avionics bay. The co-pilot's multifunction display, MFD2, is a user interface for the CMC function, CMCF. Control of the display is provided by the cursor control devices. The CMC interfaces with the printer located in the flight deck center pedestal. The remote terminal LAN access points are located in the cockpit, external power access panel, forward, and mid avionics bay. The data management unit is a combination DVD-ROM and two PCMCIA Type 2 and 3 slots. The drives are packaged as a single LRU that provides the user the capability to transfer files to and from the aircraft. The DMU is a single LRU mounted on the cockpit console behind the pilot. The CMC consists of a single module installed in MAU number 1, located in the forward avionics bay. The co-pilot's multifunction display, MFD2, is a user interface for the CMC function, CMCF. Control of the display is provided by the cursor control devices, both located in the flight deck. The CMC interfaces with the printer located in the flight deck center pedestal. The remote terminal LAN access points are located in the cockpit, external power access panel, forward, and mid avionics bay. The following items describe the aircraft diagnostic and maintenance system philosophy of the Embraer 170. Aircraft diagnostic and maintenance system failure does not impact aircraft dispatchability. ADMS interface is only available on ground. Information that does not contribute to effective maintenance is not displayed. Maintenance messages identify the root cause as closely as possible. The CMC function can be used for interactive test purposes, including rigging. The syntax in messages is consistent and uses simple terminology. The flight crew should not be alerted of a fault without telling ground mechanics what to do about it. The maintenance operation is simple and intuitive, based only on the information stored in the CMC and associated with each fault. The CMC is intended to be a diagnostic tool, providing evidence for the mechanic's decision-making process. If maintenance activity is required, mechanics must follow the proper procedures as stated in the aircraft maintenance manuals. The central maintenance computer communicates with and receives communication from the member systems either directly through ASCB-D for ASCB member systems or through ASCB-D via the MAU input-output and ARINC 429 buses for ARINC 429 member systems. The CMC module hosts the CMC function software and provides storage for the loadable diagnostic information, the fault history database, aircraft condition monitoring function data, and Windows NT operating system. The CMC module's bus interface controller ensures separation of the non-critical Level D maintenance system data from critical data that exists on ASCB-D. The bus interface controller provides both a hardware and software firewall to ensure that the lower-level CMC function software cannot interfere with critical data on the ASCB-D. The Central Maintenance Computer Function, CMCF, is the major software application for the Aircraft Diagnostic and Maintenance System and is hosted on the Central Maintenance Computer Module, CMCM. This application is the heart of the Aircraft Diagnostic and Maintenance System. The CMCF offers the following functionalities. Maintenance messages display. Active. The active maintenance message display includes all fault messages reported in real time during access. Current leg. All maintenance messages that occurred during the last flight leg flown. Historical by date or ATA. All stored maintenance messages, whether they are active or inactive, displayed and sorted by either ATA chapter or date. CAS message correlation. For every ICAS message with an associated maintenance action, there is a corresponding maintenance message. Maintenance message details. The displayed information in the maintenance detail page includes the fault name, type, and code, a field for the LRUs at fault, a field for symptom text, a field for linked documents. Note: in case of multiple occurrences of the same maintenance message in a given flight leg, the CMC will display the stored maintenance message only once, followed by the number of occurrences for that maintenance message in that particular flight leg. System diagnostics. These are classified as passive screens for displaying text and real-time data. Interactive tests, for example, rigging procedure, precondition display. Ground-initiated tests. Extended maintenance. Storage enabled-disabled. Inhibits the storage of maintenance messages in the flight history database. Member system status. Provides an indication if the member system is operational or not. Member systems are listed in ATA order, and the status for each can be displayed as operational, no status, test, LRU no com, and IOM no com. File transfer. Allows for file transfer from the DMU or remote terminal to the database module, for example, the operational processor module software, and file transfer from member system to the remote terminal or DMU, for example, member system non-volatile memory. System configuration. For displaying the member system's equipment configuration, there are 30 fields for the display of related information, out of which the following are predefined. Equipment ID, Destination Identifier, Hardware Part Number, Software Part Number, Serial Number, Software Version. Reports. There are 3 types of CMC reports: active maintenance messages, current leg failures, and the configuration report. These can be sent either to the printer or storage using either the remote terminal or the DMU. Export fault history is also an option available in the Reports section for downloading the flight history database from the aircraft. Remote Terminal for performing all CMC functions as well as accessing the online linked manuals. Online linked maintenance manuals. These can only be accessed from the remote terminal. This function allows a hypertext link between a maintenance message and the related text within the supplied electronic manuals. In-air diagnostic downloads. During an in-air operation, the CMC-F can also support in-air diagnostic downloads via ASCB-D to the Communications Management function. Member system faults. The term member system refers to any system installed on the aircraft that complies with the CMC interface requirements and that implements the features of the CMC. The member systems provide fault reports to the CMC, which indicate a malfunction of a part of a system. The CMC will display faults based on three types: internal, interface, and probe sensor. Internal fault. A smart LRU reports that it has failed itself. Interface fault. Used to identify problems with interfaces one system has with another one. A smart LRU from one member system reports an interface problem between itself and a smart or non-smart LRU from another member system. Typically, these are bus failures. For example, ARINC 429 between two member systems. A smart LRU from one member system reports that a smart or non-smart LRU from another member system has failed. Probe sensor fault. Used to identify problems with non-smart components that are externally monitored by a probe or sensor. A smart member system LRU reports that a non-smart LRU, which it monitors, has failed. Both reporting member system LRU and the LRU at fault are of the same system. A smart member system LRU reports a possibility of a non-smart LRU at fault. This situation occurs when the smart LRU is not able to determine if it is sensor number 1 or sensor number 2, or an actuator or proximity switch, for example, which has failed. All LRUs are from the same system. Systems built-in test. Fault reports are generated by the member systems from their internal built-in tests, BIT. Each member system performs a built-in test to monitor the health of the system it is responsible for. The built-in test is defined as a self-test ability, which includes power-up built-in test. This test is run whenever power is applied to a system. Continuous built-in test. This test is performed continuously during the operation of the member system. Initiated built-in test. This test is initiated by the maintenance personnel on ground to check specific parameters of a member system. Member systems perform at least one type of the built-in tests. The CMC has the ability to command the member system to perform its initiated built-in test function if the member system supports it. This option is accessible via the System Diagnostics option in the CMC main menu. The member system is responsible for ensuring that it cannot enter an initiated built-in test if it is unsafe for it to do so, and to report this condition to the CMC. The member system cannot depend on the CMC to ensure that it is safe to run a test, and must ensure that the member system has adequate safety interlocks or inhibits to prevent an initiated built-in test when it would be unsafe to run that test. Normal operation. The CMC is powered and functional during all phases of flight. And the CMC-F monitors the ASCB bus for fault reports that are transmitted in real time from the member systems. Member systems gather data, report it to the CMC-F, and store fault data when equipment failures occur. The member system's continuous built-in test and power-up built-in test typically perform this function. The system fault event data, such as flight leg number, date, time, and aircraft serial number, is information which is recommended to be stored with the fault in the member system's non-volatile memory. The data stored in the CMC-F is used during maintenance mode, and the member system supplier also uses it for repair of their failed unit. The only access to the data stored in the member system's non-volatile memory is available through a non-volatile memory download. During normal operation, the member system requirements can be defined by the following tasks. Transmission of the member system detected faults. Transmission of the equipment ID, SDI, hardware part number, software part number, and serial number information. Performance of power-up and continuous built-in test to detect faults. The ADMS can be used for system maintenance and troubleshooting whenever warning, caution, advisory, or status messages, called FDEs for flight deck effect, or other member system faults are detected and require maintenance action to solve the problem. The ADMS is used to call up maintenance messages at specific intervals established by the operator. It is also used to perform system tests, extended maintenance, and data uploads. These functions can either be performed using the MFD2 or a remote terminal. Although both units are able to perform the same functions, the remote terminal can also display the fault isolation manual and maintenance tasks. The following tutorials will show you how to set up and use the ADMS for these various purposes. Before using the MFD2 or the remote terminal for troubleshooting or system maintenance, the following preliminary steps must be taken. Make sure that the aircraft is safe for maintenance. Connect the AC external power supply to the aircraft. Make sure that the aircraft is in the on-the-ground, weight-on-wheels configuration. Make sure that all required circuit breakers are closed. If the remote terminal is to be used, connect it to the LAN port through any of the remote terminal connections, energize the remote terminal, and start the applicable software. Note, before performing troubleshooting or system maintenance, wait at least 4 minutes after power-up and closing of all required circuit breakers to allow for system startup. The ADMS is used for troubleshooting of aircraft systems in the following 3 situations. CAS messages exist that correlate to maintenance messages. In this case, the procedure is go to Maintenance Messages, then to Active, and then select the specific CAS message and the related maintenance message. CAS messages exist which do not correlate to maintenance messages. FMS Position Disagree, for example, is information only for the crew and no maintenance action is required. No CAS messages exist, but there are maintenance messages. These types of messages are related to a degradation of the system, but may have only an economic impact, and so there is not yet a CAS message. When performing troubleshooting with the ADMS, always keep the following points in mind. Troubleshoot major systems first. Group faults together, looking for what they have in common. A single fault may generate many maintenance messages. A fault does not have to correlate to a CAS message. Take the following steps when troubleshooting with the ADMS. First, go to the CMC System Status screen. start at the CMC main menu screen. Select the Extended Maintenance screen. Select the Member System Status screen. Second, all ATA chapters should be in white text. If a member system is faulty, the ATA chapter text will be in cyan. Third, the ATA chapter can be expanded to view that chapter's member systems. Go to the Active Correlated FDES screen. Start at the CMC main menu, select Maintenance Messages, then select Active. All displayed messages are active correlated faults. Expand the fault message to view additional information. Fourth, analyze the data in both the Active Correlated FDES screen and previously viewed System Status screen. Fifth, based on the maintenance message fault code, refer to the Fault Isolation Manual task to complete the troubleshooting. Note: this process describes correlated flight deck effects. The sequence of steps for non-correlated messages would start with the active maintenance messages. Troubleshooting is started with the status page. This is because when the aircraft is on ground, many of the systems are switched off and they will be generating CAS and maintenance messages, but in fact, at this stage, they do not represent failures. On the status page, you can identify which systems are operational and which are not. By looking at the non-operational pages, which are identified by cyan color, and cross-checking them with the active maintenance messages, it is possible to differentiate the messages caused by real failures from those caused by the current aircraft status on ground. Of course, when the aircraft lands and there is a CAS message report from the pilots, it is not necessary to cross-check it with the status page. Here is how to operate the ADMS in the case of an active FDE. First, access the CMC main menu either via a remote terminal, laptop, or via the MFD2. Select Maintenance Messages. Select Active from the menu. This will bring you to the Active Correlated FDES page. Select the message classification. Select the message you want to proceed from, and then select FDE Details to view the FDE details, possible LRUs at fault, the symptoms, or the associated documents. If you are using the MFD2 and no document is available, record the task number shown in the document link and the fault code for further troubleshooting. If you are using the remote terminal with cd-rom drive and the Fault Isolation Manual CD installed, you can click on the task number, which automatically brings you to the related troubleshooting task. Here is how to use the ADMS for active messages. First, access the CMC main menu, using either a remote terminal, laptop, or the MFD2. Select Maintenance Messages. Select Active from the menu. This will bring you to the Active Correlated FDES page. Select Maintenance Messages. This will bring you to the Active Maintenance Message page. Select the ATA chapter and then the ATA subchapter. Select the message from which you want to proceed to view the maintenance message details, possible LRUs at fault, the symptoms, or the associated documents. If you are using the MFD2 and no document is available, record the task number shown in the document link and the fault code for further troubleshooting. If you are using the remote terminal with cd-rom drive and the Fault Isolation Manual CD is installed, you can click on the task number to automatically bring you to the related troubleshooting task. In order to see the stored correlated FDES and maintenance messages for the current flight leg, proceed as follows. First, access the CMC main menu either from a remote terminal, laptop, or from the MFD2. Select Maintenance Messages. Select Present Leg from the menu. This will bring you to the stored correlated FDES page. To proceed to the stored maintenance messages, select Maintenance Message. Select the ATA chapter and the ATA subchapter. Select the message that you want to proceed from to view the message details, possible LRUs at fault, the symptoms, or the associated documents. You can also view the message status, date, time, and a current stage. To view the stored correlated FDES and maintenance messages by date, proceed as follows. First, access the CMC main menu, either with a remote terminal, laptop, or using the MFD2. Select Maintenance Messages. From the menu, select Historical by date. This will bring you to the Select a Flight Leg page. Select the year, month, day, and flight leg you want to see. This will bring you to the stored correlated FDES page. Select the message classification and the message you want. Select the correlation line to view the FDE detail page. In order to proceed, in the stored maintenance messages, select Previous Soft Key, and then Maintenance Message Soft Key to enter the stored maintenance messages. Select ATA chapter and then ATA subchapter. Select the message you want to view the message details. Possible LRUs at fault, the symptoms, or the associated documents. The message status, date, time, and a current stage will also be shown. In order to see the stored correlated FDES and maintenance messages by ATA chapter, proceed as follows. First, access the CMC main menu either with a remote terminal, laptop, or via the MFD2. Select Maintenance Messages. Select Historical by ATA from the menu. This will bring you to the stored correlated FDES page. Select the message classification and the message you want to access. Then select the correlation line to view the FDE detail page. In order to proceed to the stored maintenance messages, select Previous Soft Key and then Maintenance Message Soft Key to enter the stored maintenance messages. Select ATA chapter and then select ATA subchapter. Select the message you want to view the message details, possible LRUs at fault, the symptoms, or the associated documents. The message status, date, time, and a current stage will also be shown. The diagnostic system can be used to perform interactive tests, such as rigging procedures or initiated ground tests, whenever these procedures are required for troubleshooting or maintenance purposes. To enter the diagnostic system, move the cursor to the System Diagnostics soft key and select it to open the first page. This page contains a list of the member systems organized by ATA chapter, which contain the associated system diagnostic pages. To select a diagnostic test, move the cursor to the dedicated ATA chapter and select it. Then select the subchapter, move the cursor to the particular test you would like to perform, and select it. After initiation of the test, a page will pop up which contains information regarding the selected test. To start the test, this page must be confirmed by selecting the soft key on the bottom of the display. To abort the test, move the cursor to the Abort soft key and select. To return to the CMC main menu, move the cursor to the Main Menu soft key and select. Extended Maintenance soft key the following soft keys will pop up. The storage-enabled disabled soft key, when selected, inhibits the storage of maintenance messages in the fault history database. This function is normally used during aircraft maintenance. Selection of this key is indicated by the text "Working" inside the label, and changes into Storage Disabled Press to Enable when the process is completed. In order to re-enable storage, the soft key must be selected again. By selecting the Select Member System Status, a list of member systems organized by ATA chapter and their corresponding status is presented. The member system status is indicated in white when all the functionalities of the related ATA chapter are fully operational, and in cyan when at least one functionality for the related ATA chapter is non-operational. To select a specific member system, move the cursor to the dedicated ATA chapter and select. Select a subchapter to view the detailed system status information. Select the Main menu or the previous soft key to exit the member system status page. File transfer can be performed through MFD2 or through a remote terminal. Before starting the procedure, make the aircraft safe for maintenance and place a PCM CIA card in the DMU. When, for example, the maintenance message has to be transferred from the aircraft by using the MFD2, move the cursor to the File Transfer from LRU soft key and press one of the Enter keys on the CCD2 to open the File Transfer menu. Move the cursor to the File Transfer from Aircraft menu and press one of the Enter keys CCD2 to open the File Transfer page. Move the cursor to the particular file to be transferred, in this case Chapter ATA 45, and press one of the Enter keys CCD2 to start the transfer to the DMU. To leave the File Transfer from Aircraft menu, select the previous or Main menu soft keys. To transfer files from the aircraft to a remote terminal, proceed as follows. Before starting the procedure, make the aircraft safe for maintenance. Connect the remote terminal to the LAN port to one of the remote terminal connections. Energize the remote terminal and start the appropriate software. From this point, the sequence transferring files is the same as transferring files by the use of MFD2. After completion of the file transfer, de-energize the remote terminal and disconnect the remote terminal from the LAN port terminal connection. To check a particular member system configuration, move the cursor to the System Configuration menu soft key and select. A list of member systems organized by the ATA chapter number will pop up. Move the cursor to the ATA chapter member system you would like to open. When selected, a list will pop up which contains all stored detailed information about the selected member system. To close the list, select the previous soft key to make a new selection or the Main menu soft key to return to the main menu. To print a particular report, move the cursor to the Reports soft key and select. The options ACMF Reports and CMC Reports will pop up. Move the cursor to the desired report and select. Select the report you would like to print. A list of destinations where the report can be sent is now shown. Move the cursor to the desired Send to Printer field and select to start the printing process. Completion of the printing process is shown in the lower Report Status field. To close the report list, select the previous soft key to make a new selection, or the Main menu soft key to return to the main menu. Note, the printer is limited to printing a maximum of 4 pages for these reports, which is usually not enough to print the complete report.